Oregon's been making some noise this week, and on Friday, the Ducks landed 4-star linebacker Nasir Wyatt. He committed right here on the On3 Recruits YouTube channel. Then on Saturday, it was transfer defensive lineman Derek Harbin. Big announcement, committing to Oregon. Then on Sunday, Alabama DB transfer Peyton Woodyard. He makes it official. He's headed to Eugene. A lot going on, and there could be even more to come. I got Justin Hopkins, On3 Duck Insider, here with us. We're going to find out who could be the next commitment, but we're going to look at the high school level now. But first, Duck fans, make sure you are subscribed to the On3 Recruits channel. We're talking Duck recruiting all offseason. There's a lot to talk about. Hit subscribe. All right, let's bring on Justin Hopkins from Scoop Duck. Now, Justin, here's who was on your watch list that you recently published of guys that could commit next. Now, you had 5. 2 of them have already come off the list, so I really like where your head's at with these names. Now, let's start at the top here with athlete Deary Hill. He's from Belleville, Illinois, and he's the number 6 ranked athlete in America, another top 150 prospect. Now, he's committing. He's already announced that he's going to make his commitment this Friday, so we're only about 5 or 6 days away. How you feeling there?
Yeah, I really like Oregon. You know, coming off of his spring game visit a couple weeks back, I think the Ducks were kind of able to solidify their spot, if you will. And I love the fit because I know that Oregon's really looking to add speed. They've done such a tremendous job, on the line of scrimmage on both sides there with Dan Lanning. But I think they really want some speed on the offensive side of the ball. And they don't get much faster than Hill. So, Oregon did a great job when Carlos Laughlin was at Oregon, obviously at Ohio State now. But Rashad Samples has come right in and just really kind of taken hold of that recruitment and finish it off there. So I don't have a pick in yet, although I might be close, but I do like Oregon.
Yeah, it seems like it's trending in Oregon's direction. Now, let's talk about one that's been trending in Oregon's direction for a while. That's tight end Deshawn Braum. Now, he's out of Derby, Kansas, number 3 ranked tight end in America, highly coveted. But what's going on with his recruitment to Oregon? They going to close on this one soon?
Yeah, this one could be interesting. It's, on my list of guys to watch, that could potentially commit to Oregon. I think he's just kind of taking a couple more visits here and really kind of making sure of his decision, which there's nothing wrong with that. May as well get that done, in the spring and summer. But again, kind of like Hill, I think Oregon's the team to beat right now, and everybody's just trying to overtake the Ducks, even with the visits that he's taken. So, whether he commits here soon or maybe he's a June guy potentially, which isn't that far off anymore, I do think that he'll be committing in the near future, and I still like where Oregon stands for him.
All right, the last name on your list was a little bit surprising for me to see. That's linebacker Noah McHale out of Laverne, California. Now he's trending slightly to USC on the recruiting prediction machine. Duck's not too far behind. Number 6 linebacker in the country. Why are you optimistic?
Dan Lanning's track record, to be honest, I mean, with him and defensive prospects out west, it's almost a clean sweep, if you will. I mean, Bama, Georgia, Texas have snuck in a few, but, when Oregon's gone head-to-head with USC, he's been on the right end of things more than he's been on the wrong end. So McHale also speaks very glowingly about the scheme and the way that Oregon plans to use him in their defense and the way he fits. Very receptive, just to interviews and calls, which is always a good sign when, you're a media guy like me. So I really like where Oregon stands. And I think this is one that, Dan Lanning always has a few guys that he circles early on in the recruiting calendar, guys that he really wants to target and close on. And it feels like Noah McHale is one of those guys.
Yeah, definitely. So as Duck recruiting starts to heat up, we want to know who is the 5-star that Oregon fans should get excited about this cycle, because there's a bunch of guys that we're recruiting, but as we narrow it down and there's only a couple spots remaining, which 5 stars do you think Oregon fans should pay attention to right now?
That's the cool part. Oregon's on the short list for a lot of 5 stars in this cycle, and that makes recruiting really fun. I think the one that I think Oregon currently might have the best shot with, and again, you and I both know these guys are going to probably make decisions later on. They're going to keep recruiting going because they can. But I really like where Oregon's secretly at for 5-star receiver DeCorian Moore, currently committed to LSU, as we both know. But, the Ducks have had him on campus multiple times. I think Oregon just kind of laying in the weeds there. The relationship with Rashad Samples and the coaches at Duncanville is going to pay dividends for the Ducks, on top of the fact that Junior Adams is one of the best at what he does, recruiting wide receivers. So I would bank on that originally, but the addition of Rashad Samples obviously really helps Oregon there. Furthermore, Oregon is recruiting his quarterback, Keelan Russell, as is, many other programs. And I could see the Ducks really kind of laying into that relationship as well and possibly taking a second quarterback. So for me, my money's on DeCorian Moore, but Trey McNutt and Dorian, there's plenty of other guys that the Ducks are in on, but that's the one I like Oregon the best for right now.
All right, Duck fans, let me hear from you. What 5 stars are you banking on? Who do you think Oregon signs? Let me know. Comment section below. Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.